Hi, my name is Maddie Shaner. My group members are Jen Owen and Gina Wesolowski, and the critical issue that we've selected is supporting student mental health and wellness. So there has been a growing emphasis on overall wellness at ASU and at universities throughout the country. And with this growing emphasis, higher education professionals are beginning to focus on one of the many facets of well-being, mental and emotional health. While student mental health has always been a concern on college campuses, which can often be places of stress and high pressure, there has been a recent push to make sure that students are aware of risk factors, resources, and the tools available to improve and maintain mental and emotional wellness. So, mental and emotional health is relevant in higher education because students who are struggling with mental health problems often also struggle to focus in class and on homework, and they can struggle socially as well. Because students often leave home to attend college and lose much of their social support networks, finding and building new relationships can be a cause of stress that combines with academic pressures and the unfamiliarity of a new environment to create an inhospitable place for someone who has struggled with mental and emotional issues in the past or who hasn't. For this reason, colleges and universities have employed counselors or had counseling referral services available to students who need support. There are mental health hotlines that students can call to speak with someone immediately, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students living in residence halls are often asked to participate in activities like meditation and yoga to learn how to manage stress. And clubs and organizations on campus have been created to raise awareness for suicide prevention and other issues related to mental health. These are all things that first-time freshmen learn about during orientation week, in addition to the barrage of other information about navigating roommate conflict, preventing sexual assault, managing time effectively, keeping off that freshman 15, etc. But this leaves out non-traditional students, staff, faculty, community members. The question that we looked at is, what can institutions of higher education do to effectively provide services and resources to students and other members of the community who are struggling with mental health? With limited funding, universities are finding that it is hard to provide enough support to these students and community members. It can create shortages of funding, long wait lists, and students who are actively seeking support and are unable to find it. So to continue about why this issue is important, the National Alliance on Mental Health says that 1 in 4 adults ages 18 to 24 is living with some sort of mental illness. Colleges are still places where the majority of students are between the ages of 18 and 24. So this is a population that is important to higher education. Some of the shortcomings of the services the colleges are able to provide to students with mental illness right now are long wait times to see a counselor, limited availability of counseling. Sometimes students are forced to take medical leave against their wishes because of a mental health issue. Sometimes it's also very difficult for students, even students with documented mental health problems, to re-enroll in classes after they have recovered. There are 2 major arms to mental health programming. These arms are prevention and treatment. Every student has different needs. Some students with prior diagnosis may need more clinical support, while others who just feel like they are stress or anxiety prone may be focused on the preventative initiatives that a school offers. Most colleges offer 24-hour services, but these are generally designed to assist students who are experiencing suicidal ideations and not students who maybe are just struggling with anxiety or depression. There is a need for universities to offer more variety of services geared towards all levels of need for mental health services. This is important because it affects not only the students, but the college campus in its entirety. And it's beneficial for a university to have an effective program because universities stand a better chance of keeping students in school if they provide services for those who are struggling with mental health. So one example of a university that is having some success in supporting students with mental health issues that we found in one of our resources is the HED Foundation. The HED Foundation is a nonprofit organization that works to prevent suicide among college students. And in 2014, the foundation created a new program to help colleges and universities promote emotional and mental well-being. This campus program assesses and enhances the work already being done on campus, but also provides ongoing support, guidance, and feedbacks from HED experts, including helping institutions develop strategic plans for expanding mental health services. So there are a whole bunch of different steps to the HED Foundation's plan. We begin with identifying students at risk, assessing student wellness, taking care of their academic performance, looking at how connected they are on campus, helping them develop life skills, making sure that policy systems and strategic planning are supporting student mental health, making sure that the environment is a safe place for students with mental health problems, providing mental health and substance use services, and increasing help-seeking behavior. And all of these things can work together in order to improve mental health on college campuses, according to the HED Foundation. So one example of a university that is having success at supporting student mental health is the University of West Georgia. They encourage collaboration. The Counseling Center joins with peer mentors, creating an indirect peer-to-peer approach arm. And students work with academic advisors who often end up directing to the students to the counselors, and the counselors intervene in substance-related or other physical health scenarios. So each of the different levels is covered by either staff, counselors, advisors, peers. There can also be a financial benefit to to universities that spend money on mental health services. Again, if students are supported and have access to services, if they encounter mental health problems or if there's something they're already struggling with, they are more likely to stay in school, and schools are able to keep that tuition that the students are paying. Okay, so our group came up with 3 possible solutions for institutions of higher education to better support student mental health and wellness. The first solution would be to add mandatory programs and trainings for faculty and staff with the goal of reducing stigma around mental illness and asking for help, raising awareness both for mental illness in general and raising awareness of the resources that are available on campus. And also to train students to identify when peers may be struggling with mental illness and how to effectively reach out to them and share the resources that are available. The second solution would be to simply have more dedicated counselors on staff. If students have more access to counseling, then that will improve retention rates, and keeping those tuition dollars should help offset the cost of hiring those additional counselors. The third option would be exploring online options for counseling services. Now, this is a little bit of a conditional one because although online options can reach a wider population more cost effectively, it's not going to be any benefit to anyone unless those services are effective. So our option would include promoting research for these online options of providing counseling services just to make sure that they are effectively helping students. And then the last slide here is just a slide containing the resources that we found online, several different articles regarding mental health on campus and what different institutions are trying to do to help promote mental health on campus. This should also be available on Blackboard for you. And that's it. Thank you so much.